Alright, guys, so for those of you who weren't here last night, we got the Infiltrator world record. We got 47-27. We played it again and improved it to 42-48. And I definitely wanted to keep going for further improvement, but I didn't want tonight's stream to be like a super long Infiltrator festival again, necessarily. I put you guys through enough yesterday. It was great, but I thought I would play offline this afternoon a bit, and it didn't take me long to get another improvement. I was only going for 37 minutes or so before this run happened. The creator's 9-year-old drew it. Well, then that's really impressive then, Aaron. Blink, it probably won't be another 20 years before that happens. Probably will be more than 20 years, rather, before that happens, so... Not exactly needing to make a plan for then, right now. Color and Airwolf, I like that. Ooh, also, I did a bit of interesting science on this game. Well, it just sort of happened automatic. Oh, there was a combat in this run. I forgot. I wasn't really sure, because, like, I'm pretty sure this combat doesn't really slow me down. Yeah, we beat him right away, so that wasn't a problem. But I had this one run earlier where I found Warthog, and I said, okay, Warthog, you're a friend. But he decided to fight me anyway, so I destroyed him, and then the very next helicopter said it was Warthog. So the science I was wondering about was, if you just destroy 16 helicopters, will nothing come and message you? And the answer is no, no, no. You never defeat any of the individuals. They will always come back. And now we know that for sure. Speaking of Warthog, there he is. Was it Warthog that... I wasn't looking, but it... No, I don't think it was this run, though. I think it was the one before. Yeah, I as I told Aaron yesterday, I probably won't be playing Uncharted Waters for a few years. So here we are, flying to our first destination. I had my mic muted until the very end of the run. Here's our landing. Very slowly descending. Got it. That guy won't message us now. I mean, it looks fantastic and fun, McGrew, and of course it's my kind of game, an RPG. That's always a possibility. Like, it is in my to-play pile. So yeah, I spent a few games really trying to tighten up my movement in buildings and outside of buildings as well. And you're really gonna see that now. You're gonna see the result of... Oop! I missed the first gas there, we had to use the second one. It is, Aclorin. There are so many of them, Sackett. I like this route here. I like going around to the left, because then they don't chase us until we're right here, but then it doesn't matter, because we can just get inside. So that's been a permanent change that I've done. So here we get our uniform. Gas this guy just in case he, like, suddenly turns around while I'm transferring into the next room. And now we look like janitor staff, apparently, so everyone ignores me. That's what I read in an FAQ anyway. I don't know if it actually says that in the manual. probably does, but... Oh, we missed the first gas again. So we use the second one. I always gas the guy in the unlock all doors room, because I don't want him coming close to me while I'm using the panel. It is odd, Aaron. But again, when you realize that it's a janitorial uniform, it actually makes some sense. It's just, in retrospect, a little silly that they give you an initial uniform that's the same color as everyone else, and everyone else still, you know, stops and interrogates you. I'm just glad outside guys don't follow you into a building and vice versa. We got the first strange chemical here. So yeah, like, oh, we had to go back inside because that guy saw me. I guess maybe they were too hard for my team to duplicate, McGrew. You know, they had this fantastic helicopter, fully equipped. All this sleeping gas, gas grenades, all this fancy equipment. Enemy uniform, but a janitorial orange uniform? That was beyond their capabilities. So we have 2 now of the 4. So yeah, I played this about, I think it was 6 hours ago. We have 3 of the strange chemicals. It's really nice to just be able to ignore those guys when we know we can pass them before they start moving. There's like a full second after they say alert stop at once before they actually move. They move fast, but that second is a lot of time for a speedrunner. That's it, we have all the strange chemicals. The real Ninja Gaiden. I like how you can just leave a screen, come back to it, and then just like that, the enemies will forget that you were even there. One of the lovely quirks of NES games. Gas that guy just in case. Taking the neutralizer. Ooh, yeah, I like gassing him there. That was a smart idea. Because he might have been able to start moving and get us before we could get all the way past his hitbox. And now it's time to neutralize. It's really funny, you can walk into them when they're walking away from you like that, or even when they're walking sideways. Alright, so that's the end of this mission, just have to make it back up to the helicopter. I got a little too close there, we had to gas all 3 of them. Ebofar. So E is engine. If your engine takes, if you suffer from engine damage, your helicopter's just gonna crash. There's nothing you can do. B is your battery. If your battery is being too drained, That'll start flashing. O is oil. If you use the turbo for too long, your oil will start overheating, and you've got to, you know, turn the turbo off. F is fuel, I guess. A is altitude. When you start getting low, it'll just give you a normal warning, like heads up, you're really close to the ground. And R is your RPMs. I don't think it's actually possible for your RPMs to slow down or for you to ever get that warning. I played this offline about 6 hours ago, version 2. Mongo's a friend. Nice, Aaron. I know I used to. I don't know if I do anymore because I've taken so many of them below 2 hours. I mean, I guess Dragon Warrior 1 no RNG manip still counts on its own as a category, so... Eugene is actually a foe. There are just a couple exceptions to what would seem like obvious monikers. So those of you watching last night will remember that despite the fact that, you know, 42-48 was really strong, we lost about a minute in the first mission because of a combat in the air. So we knew we had that to save. So with that in mind, let's see how this one goes. Smiley's a friend. Oh, wow. We have to make a very sharp turn here. We have arrived at our destination. And you can see we easily have more than a minute to spare here. Nice quick landing. And boom! We saved a lot more than a minute. Yes, it actually is Sackett, yes. Last name well, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's right there on screen. Welcome, Code and Data. Thank you so much for the good luck. This is a run I did offline about 6 hours ago and recorded locally. Yeah, I just don't know if the G is hard or soft. Oh, that would make sense, Hawk Laser. It's a nickname. That'd make a lot of sense. Blammo is a foe. That's one of the more obvious ones. There are so many. So, I mentioned the 6 at the top, those gauges. The ones on the right, on the front panel, like on the lower panel, are the most important. The radio, the status screen, although because I know already where our locations are, like what number we have to input, I don't actually need the status screen anymore. T is my turbo engines, and W is the whisper for your helicopter blades. You want to use that when you're landing in enemy territory so that they don't hear you coming. And then the left ones are for combat. M is missiles, G is your machine gun. And then C and F, I think it's chaff and flare. They're defensive measures to guard against enemy attacks. Alright, we're landing, and we got it. Nice, Zerk. Base 2, there are mines on that screen with the helicopter, so we have to use the mine detector right away. We don't have a uniform yet, so we have to be careful with the guards. They're going to react even if we're not close to them. I waited here because I thought he might chase me into this room, but he didn't. I don't know what the odds are of them coming to the next room. It might be like 50-50 or so. Anyway, he didn't that time. We have our orange uniform. So Code, you use start to scroll down between the items, and select to scroll up between them. B is to use any of the items on your panel. Down is to raise your altitude, up is to lower your altitude. If you use up and A, you increase your speed. Down and A to decrease your speed. And I think that covers everything. I think. It's a game, Saint. I had to gas both of those guys. So yeah, in Mission 1 we had to neutralize nerve gas, but we had to do so much stuff to do that. We had to gain 4 chemical samples and have them analyzed, get the neutralizer, and take it to the neutralizing vat, or the vat of nerve gas. In this mission, it says we have to rescue Phineas and take back the evil organization's invisibility pill. But what we actually end up doing is giving the invisibility pill to Phineas so that we can smuggle him out undetected. So we'll see what that looks like later. First we have to do the usual stuff, get our security card, unlock all the doors so we have access to everywhere. Watch out for guards. I always gas them in these rooms where we have to search a door or a panel. So we got the invisibility pill already, so we're going to head straight to Phineas. Phineas is, in terms of, like, map layout, he's sort of the most heavily guarded thing slash person. He's a person, but, like, he's the most heavily guarded location, basically, in this game. We have to go all the way around this fence, and then go down a screen, and in between these two fences, and leftwards in between the two fences for 2 screens. The only way to get to Phineas. If you mean, can I ingest the pill? No, sack it. It's just an item that we give to him automatically. It's not, like, usable in our inventory. Subhype Riza Cola, thank you so much for the Tier 3 20-month sub. Much appreciated. Thank you for the good luck as well. What have we seen? 5 Tier 3s tonight? That's 30 Partner Plus points. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you, Riza Cola. Thank you for the good luck as well. Here's Phineas. So we give him the invisibility pill. He's invisible, and he's following us. You can tell because he asks, "Are we there yet, Jimbo?" every 5 seconds or so. Oops. Not yet, Zerk. It'll be another 8 days, I think, until the first one's available. Yeah, they can't hear him saying, "Are we there yet, Jimbo?" So yeah, 50.9 is always the number for going back home. I've never actually tested what happens if we fly to an incorrect destination. We should actually science that after this. Oh yeah, congratulations to the ones on the prediction. Yeah, no problem. Not sure, Eugene. Because you do have a map on your status screen, and you can figure out where the landing spot is, and then you can play another game and, like, input the wrong one, but fly to, I guess, fly to the same spot. So yeah, the B gauge on the left and the O gauge on the right correspond to the B blinking light and O blinking light in the middle. They'll blink whenever the gauges go too far to the right. So the B light was just flashing because our battery was overheating or being drained because I was flying too fast for too long. So I lowered my speed and now it has time to cool off. Thank you, Runeseeker. So yeah, every time Buster is a foe, every time an aircraft sweeps nearby, you want to request identification from them, and then they're going to do the same thing from you. And based on what they tell you they are, you're going to tell them if you are Infiltrator, if it's your friends, or Overlord if it's the enemy. And Overlord is apparently, I guess, the name of a helicopter, or the designation of a helicopter, who is actually, you know, driven by the enemies, normally. So we've arrived back at home. We still have to message this guy. Arnold's a friend. And we have a successful landing. While they deserve to be the Cup champions, Zerk, they are strong. And there we go, another gold split. We saved more than another minute. It looks like it's possible, Tech, but the question is there time to save in Mission 3? That's what I'm going to try very hard to find out in the next section. On to our third destination now. It's ultra sophisticated. I mean, it really is. Parky's a friend. Ding ding. Still got a ways to go until the destination, I think. So yeah, we request ID from them, they tell us, oh, it's Parky again. Oh good, he didn't forget that he's my friend. I read somewhere that, even if you give the right designation, there's like a 10% chance or something that they'll just attack you anyway. As we saw in Mission 1. What do the blue and yellowish squares on the side mean? Those just light up when you start the helicopter, so it's just basically showing you that it's on, I guess. Doesn't serve any other purpose. Oh, we're here already. Nice. So yeah, I'm going to turn on the whisper blades so that we can go down quietly. And I did a very nice, careful landing there, because this is Mission 3 and we're on fantastic pace. Madelsberger, the way I see it, the way I imagine it, is sort of like, there's a chance that your transmission doesn't get through or something like that, and so they just have to attack you, because they say something different than they would if you told them the opposite identification. So that's my guess. Didn't quite get through the door frame there. Don't feel guilty, Sackett. Especially if you're at... I don't know if you're at the game, but... Definitely don't feel guilty if you're at the game. Well, then it's a good thing for you, Sackett, that I don't get heartbroken every time my sports team loses. I feel like it's actually very important to not let that get to me too much. Oh, it's in Winnipeg. Nice. We gas that guy. Sports ball! So yeah, it is definitely on my mind at this point that we have a chance at sub 40, so I'm really trying to push everything really strong here. Tight movements through the rooms, trying not to pause too much from building to building. There are mines in front of the lower middle rooms building outside, so we always have to watch out for those. Wasn't afraid to try and get past them. Yeah, it's not every year that the Cup winner looks like the strongest team the next year. But this is definitely one of those years. got stuck in his hitbox there, that's why we stopped moving. Ding! I played with plastic sticks in, I guess it was elementary school. I'm gonna have to take a look at that game, Scotimus. I'll take a look after this run. I don't remember what the leaderboard looks like, or, like, I don't have any vision of what the game is in my head. Alright, so the first explosive planted. Yeah, we gassed him there, because I think that guy would have caught up to me. I was worried there for a moment. Even in the replay, I was worried. I mean, there's so many possibilities. I feel like I'm looking at 20 different games right now. I have no idea what I'm going to speedrun next. So yeah, we use the mine detector to get into this building. And it's the big long building, so we actually have to go this way. There's a lot to do in here. Oh, yikes, DBZ. I forgot to check how much time we have left at the end of this mission. Nice, we got around. I'm just kind of curious about that. Because I feel like in this mission, if you don't know exactly where you're going, I feel like there's very little chance of winning in time. But I guess that's why they give you a password every time you make it to a new mission section. Gas that guy again, just in case. It looked like it would be difficult to get around him, so I'm glad I did that. Alright, 2 explosives left to go. And we still have 6 minutes. To get sub 40. Yeah, that's the alarm, Dominion. Anytime you walk away from a guard who tells you to come closer or to show you his papers, or if you show him his papers and he deems that they're not in order, they automatically turn on the alarm. And it's not too much of a bother for us, especially when we can get this other uniform. So, when I'm speedrunning this, I don't try to prevent the alarm from going off. Might be a fun experiment to try preventing the alarm from ever sounding. But not in a speedrun. Okay guys, 1 explosive to go, and we still have 5 minutes until the 40-minute mark. Ah, we have to go all the way around this fence. Alarmless percent. Okay. This guy didn't walk to the left, so that's really good. We plant the explosive, go back to sleeping gas, and we have to get out of here as quickly as possible. Go, go, go. Don't fall in the water. And there's our helicopter, so if we can make it back in less than 4.5 minutes, we can get sub 40. So again, I'm excited because I know it's possible, and I want to push everything to its limit here, but again, I'm reminding myself, be careful when you land. Don't have this run end on a bad landing. So yeah, we're at full speed, so the battery is going up the gauge. And now we're using our turbo engines, so the oil gauge is going up. Battery, it takes a while for it to go up, but it'll usually reach critical levels before you land once. And then the oil heats up really, really, really fast, so we have to constantly turn our turbo engines on and off. Turbo back on now that the oil's cooled down. It also cools down really fast. So yeah, we get a lot of mileage out of the turbo. It really helps a lot. Literally doubling our speed frequently. I just slowed our speed a little bit to reduce the battery strain, because that was getting up there. And there goes the turbo, because oil was getting hot. But we have not reached the landing site yet. Turbo back on. The gauge keeps making me turn left, right, left, right. Turbo's off again. Holy cow, we were flying really low, too. Which, as long as we don't crash, is good, because it means less time to land. But we really have to make sure that we don't actually drift too low. I actually pulled up a little bit here, because I was a little worried about how low I was. Turbo's back on again, we're running out of time! Where is the landing spot? Running out of time for sub 40, that is. Yes, Crazy Fingers, if the oil oh, there's the landing spot! Wow, there we go. So land carefully. If the oil is overheating for too long, then you'll suffer engine damage, and whenever you suffer engine damage, you can't recover. The helicopter will just crash. So here's our landing. Slow it down. Oh, I actually pulled up a bit here. Very carefully trying to straighten out, like, level the helicopter, because it looks like we're not level right now. Okay, and we got it! There's the landing! Now we just have to wait for our self-portrait. So we get the sub 40, and I said something here at the end, so I'm gonna let past Nescard take it away. Alright, there's the sub 40 we were looking for. 39:26 is the new world record. Improvements on all splits, I really tightened everything up. The flights were all good. Combats didn't get in my way. I did a few runs before this, so I don't remember if I actually had a combat in this one or not, but they were all going really smoothly. They weren't really getting in the way. Anyway, we got the sub 40. Thank you all so much for watching.